I'm getting ready to go out, but while I do my hair, I wanted to talk about how you can actually help yourself navigate feeling ugly on your natural hair journey. So today my hair is pretty much, she's doing her thing. She's pretty much done, but I'm just gonna put her up and I'm going to moisturize her a little bit. So I'm just gonna put some water and then some oil. I'm just adding a little bit of moisture, but let's be realistic. When you are on your natural hair journey, you're not always gonna feel beautiful, especially when you are just starting out. Because think about it, when you get new hairstyles, it takes you a little minute to really like it or get used to it, and that's the same with your natural hair. You're doing something you've never really done before, or you're doing something where you don't feel as confident or you don't feel as beautiful, so it's gonna be different. I'm just using some olive oil in my hair. It's gonna be different, and I preach navigating those uncomfortable times with confidence, embracing that discomfort and allowing yourself to blossom through that discomfort, because when you do what it is that your hair wants you to do, when you are giving your hair the opportunity to thrive, that's when your hair thrives the most, because it is comfortable, it is happy, you're listening to your hair. Those uncomfortable moments are important. For example, when you just start, maybe your hair is really short, and instead of getting braids right away, just let your hair be short. And even though you might feel not as pretty or uncomfortable, allow yourself to navigate that discomfort. So number one, your hair can blossom. And number two, you actually develop more with your confidence and with your self-love when you embrace that discomfort, when you allow yourself to grow through that discomfort instead of running from it. I'm just getting the oil all in my hair. I'm going to do a claw clip style for today, just putting the back up. That's a gem also when you are growing out your hair. Keeping your ends up and off your shoulders is really something key in helping your hair grow. Everyone is different, but that's for me. And if you have like a type 4 hair type or something like that, I want to make it up so it can come to the top. But navigating those times of discomfort is essential to help yourself thrive and to help your hair thrive. Another example, say you have like mid-length hair. Say your hair is like up to here, and when you put it in twists, it's up to here. And that is kind of short, and sometimes it's a little harder to feel as pretty, depending on what kind of hair you have, or depending on your own situation. You might feel beautiful in that length, but a lot of women don't feel beautiful with short hair. And your hair really loves twists. Like if you are a type 4 girl, even a type 3 girl, if you have curly hair, your hair is really gonna thrive in protective styles like twists, and your hair just thrives like that. So you're gonna have to put your hair in twists sometimes. Your hair's not always gonna wanna be out, or your hair's not always gonna wanna be in these small or tight styles. When your hair is showing you signs that it's not doing too well, that's your hair communicating that it needs something different, that it needs something more protective, etc. Going back to my example, if you have twists and they're up here, but you know that it's healthy for your hair and you know that your hair needs this to thrive, but at the same time you don't feel as beautiful, Going through that is important. However, it is also important to compromise with yourself, to give yourself the opportunity to feel pretty and to feel beautiful. So I'm gonna share some tips on how to do that. The first tip is to find a hairstyle with your own natural hair that makes you feel the most beautiful. Even if it's not super pretty, even if you don't feel as beautiful as you once felt with weave or whatever, find a style that makes you feel the best. What natural hairstyle can you go to that makes you feel your best? For me, it is these mini braids or mini twists. I have a couple different styles now, but because this gives me the most length, I like this style the most. But my hair is a bit longer now, so mini twists are also cute to me as well. But for me, it's this style. So finding a hairstyle that doesn't require weave or fake hair to make you feel pretty is important. So that's a style that you can go to. Even if it's not the most protective, as long as it is protective for the most part, and if it's not the most protective, then you just don't do it as often. For example, this style is not the most protective for me just because of how small it is, and I have to make sure that I'm keeping my hair up and out the way, like in ponytails and buns, so my ends don't get chewed up. It's just a lot of wear on my hair to put them in because of how small they are, because they're braids. I just have to be careful with this style. I space out how often I do this. The last time I did this style was probably like 4 months ago, maybe 3 months ago. So if it's not that protective, like space out how much you do it so that you can still do it, but also keep your hair healthy. Another one is it's okay for you to use weave if you feel like you really want to be confident in this time of your life. For example, when my hair was a bit shorter and I had just got my side shaved, it was a little harder for me to feel beautiful with my natural hair in like twist or whatever, because my hair was really short and my side was shaved. I didn't really feel comfortable in that many styles. So I knew that I was gonna be on YouTube a lot at this point in time. I knew that I just wanted to feel the most confident. So I gave myself the okay to go ahead and get some braids. I did everything I needed to do, and I just felt really confident with the braids in, and I just knew I needed that pep of confidence. I needed that pep in my step. So I allowed myself, I gave that to myself. You don't always have to deny yourself what makes you feel the most comfortable on your journey. Sometimes you can indulge, but not indulging all the time. Not saying yes to yourself all the time is important. Is this what I want? I want it to be more like up. Like there are still some times now when I don't feel as comfortable in twists just because of how much shrinkage I get, but I'm learning to love myself with my different hairstyles. I'm learning to feel just as confident in my different hairstyles. So I'm still working through it. I'm still navigating. Is this one? No. I'm gonna go back to how it was. So those are my 2 tips. Find a hairstyle that works for you with your natural hair that you really like. Do some trial and error. Find some things on the internet. If you can, maybe go get a hairstyle. So find something that's protective though, so that your hair is still thriving in whatever style this is. And then, you know, indulge in your weave or your braids if you feel like it's necessary, if you feel like you really desire it. You don't always have to tell yourself no. Yeah, so this is my hair. This is what I did. You know, it's a little quick little one too. It gets my hair up and out the way, and it just gives it a little razzle dazzle with the claw clip. This is my go-to hairstyle that I do to help me feel the most confident. I was kind of tired of feeling a little blah. I just needed a little pizzazz in my life. So I went ahead and did this. I think I might actually get some braids in the near future, but I'm going to be using a all-natural braiding hair. And I wanted to bring that to my channel anyway, so definitely stay tuned for that. I'm gonna put on some hair perfume. Oh my God. And those are my tips for navigating your natural hair journey when you are not feeling the best, when you are not feeling the most confident. And I want to mention this before I go. I actually decided not to do any mascara or eyebrow, anything, just some lip gloss. Even though mascara and eyebrows and lip gloss, you know, they're pretty minimal, but at the same time, I kind of caught myself clinging to those things to help me feel more confident and more beautiful. And why? So I decided to not do anything. That is it. So I am out. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure that you join the Natural Girls Club.